Hey guys, Blue here. I'm gonna be going over a VOD review of Booga and just every small thing that he does throughout all of his matches. It's kind of interesting because of all the small stuff he does. Almost doubling Psalm. Take in mind, Psalm is still a great player, but Booga is just on a different playing field. I did this earlier, but the file corrupted and that was a little rough. So we're gonna go to the first game. I'll go through first and second. Third game, he died off spawn. He died off spawn because he got third partied, and honestly, it was an unlucky run. Take in mind, he does secure lucky for most of his games. For like, I'd say game 1 and 2, he doesn't really commit to it. He plays it really smart. All right, we'll go into it. Show you guys what's up. So we have Snazzy here. I don't know if Snazzy did not do his research. Snazzy is also a good player, don't get me wrong, but Booga has been known to take lucky and be very dominant in this position. I think this is okay. So this is the only game I'm gonna go over really his early game fight, because he doesn't really fight here. He plays this really smart when it comes to lucky. The way he plays lucky is, or at least from what I saw here, at least in a highly competitive environment, he played it where he got his side. Take in mind, he alphas up this full south side while these two are stuck in the smaller buildings. He alphas up on the biggest building that there is. Take in mind, Booga probably knows his landing spot and has perfected that over time. That's a big thing when landing at a POI, especially like Lucky, where Lucky doesn't have much loot. So if you can alpha up a spot like where he does, it's insanely important to just take care of that drop. And if you practice that over and over again, it's essential to winning your drop spot. So he gets up his shield here. Does a really good job of just like watching his angles from the right. He knows where both these guys landed. He's obviously going to be aware. He's going to loot up both these buildings. Obviously, at the same time, paying attention. We're going to go back a little bit here. Skip forward a little too far. Obviously, he hears this guy above him. He's going to start turtling a little bit more. 2 times this. He's going to tunnel. Take in mind, he has Stinks above him, so he's going to be able to push him out. I mean, he still has the health advantage no matter what. And he still has 2 super impulses. Notice that he's not going to use them here because he wants to save those as best he can for the rotations later on in the game. Fast forward this a little bit. He doesn't really do much here. He's just waiting for him to... He's obviously not going to peek because of that proximity grenade launcher. It's his best idea just to stay back and not lose that 70 health. Playing it very slow. He knows he has time. Take in mind, let's look where Storm is. Storm isn't far for him. So he knows he can make the rotation. Snazzy's still wasting time, just pressuring him, allowing Booga just to honestly farm up during this time. Waste a lot of time here. He finally sees Snazzy go, looking for a heavy snipe shot. Does peek an angle pretty wide, looking for the shot. He sees him, goes for the shot, misses the shot. And at this point in time, Booga does shake his head, realizing, well, that was my only chance to kill him. And see how he saw him go, right? So he realizes he's gone, and then makes a disengage to the left. So now he has time to farm up. He's close to zone. He still has 2 minutes, and he's gonna make this rotation to the left side. Fast forward a little bit further. Actually, 1 time just. Take in mind, I don't think he takes a slipstream here for a little bit. The reason he doesn't take, so he could have taken the slipstream here, right? So like on this rotation, we'll wait till Storm closes in 25 seconds. We'll fast forward a little bit. Gets tagged up by the hill. No one's at factories right now, so he doesn't have to worry about that. The reason he's not going to take the slipstream here is he's looking on these side parts for like shotgun, because take in mind he has a grade drum shotgun at this point in time, which is not something you want to... I mean, it's not bad to go into endgame with, but it's definitely not something he wants to go into endgame with. So now he's like, well, you know what? I have to take slipstream. Maybe he can get a few shots on this guy, hold him out. I think he goes for a heavy snipe shot at this point in time. Ends up taking the slipstream, and now let's see where zone is. So most of the majority players are going to be within tilted, or like going towards the side of the hills, or either one of these hills. No one's really going to be on this like middle part of the, because you're just going to get focused by both sides. Here he looks to farm, only wastes like a little mats. Didn't realize that that tree was one shot. It's all good though. And he sits here for a little bit looking for sniper shots, and if he can get a point through one elimination at any point in time, that's both getting his shield up and also that 1 point, which is crucial. Even like 1 point can mean the difference in these kind of tournaments. Bugha's AR shots are just on point this whole game. Honestly, the whole tournament. Let's fast forward. He doesn't really get anything up until this kill, so let's fast forward. Great. So obviously we have the two teams on the hill, here and here. So he realizes that he could have kept going, but it would have kept getting beamed. So he decides just to take the stance on the hill. And he wants a pick here, either for getting a better shotgun or just improving his mats. His mat scenario is 50 builds, which is not great, especially going into mid game to late. He knows he has to get a pick. He does have Storm Surge though, but only Storm Surge for this first time. Looking for those shots. Constantly, like, not just sitting in his box waiting, he's constantly looking for something to aggress to. Because he knows he's mechanically skilled to take these fights. He's in box up on one ramp. Now that he knows that they're fighting, he's like, well, this is a great time to take a third-party opportunity. Looking for the shots. This is key. I'm just going to say Emu is his name. Doesn't block up his right side, and I'm pretty sure Bugha knows that and realizes that, and he's like, it's the time to take the shot. Gets a shot. Can't take the loot, though. Take that in mind. He doesn't force it. He doesn't force that he has to get that loot. Taking my Nealon is 33 AR ammo, so he can't really aggress to it. So let's skip forward a little bit to where he advances. So now he knows he has to get some of that loot. First of all, his mats are bad. His no shotgun, and the rest of his inventory is pretty good, and he needs ammo. Fast forward through this. Okay. Get a little closer to the kill that he gets. Replay mode being a little bit buggy today, not gonna lie. Fast forward a little bit for the kill. Okay. Let's see what he does here. See, he disengages. He knows he has to rotate. 5 seconds left. He has to rotate to here. It's a pretty far rotation. Not too bad, though. Goes back into his old build. Knows he has him there. I'm taking in mind, he's openly rotating here. Not wasting any of his mobility. Always taking an angle back. Looking at who's in front of him and behind him. And obviously, CC is out in the open and just gets a nice heavy shot. Lunez does take his loot here, though, and he's like, well, I want to aggress this, try to get my loot. Lunez knows he has to rotate, so he doesn't pressure at all. Just continues to go. Brings his mats up a little bit. Brings it up to 60 builds. Doesn't get any ammo or anything from that, so take that in mind. Okay, now we're going to focus on his rotations here. So he still has to move in, take that in mind. Here's a person beside him. This rotation is key. Constantly looking at his teammate, covering off his angles. Even there, just in case you shot him, he put those 2 ramps just for protection. Just the small things he does. and then takes the high ground on this guy. Always making sure he has the advantage on his opponent, no matter what. Okay, we're gonna fast forward here a little bit. I think he sees Banny here. He gets a few tags off Banny when he lands back in the zone. Because Banny was on the outskirts for a good amount of the time throughout this rotation. Fast forward a little bit more. The rotation. This rotation, okay. Let's keep a keen eye on this one. So, as you can see, he got zone pretty close to him. Not too bad. He is here. Zone is not that far from up here, but it is uphill. Take that in mind. He knows he has to go a little bit of the distance. Still has 2 super impulses, but he kind of wants to save those as much as possible if he can. So, okay, I'm gonna go back a little bit just to show you guys what he had to like take in mind when he was rotating. So he could have rotated here, right, at any point in time, but he realizes here, if you look at the map, you have 3 people here. 1, 2, 3. They haven't rotated yet, and if he had gone 30 seconds before, 20 seconds before, he would have been caught between a triangle of fire. So at this point, he's like, well, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait till I hear everybody go, and then he finally goes when everyone else goes. He sees King go, he sees the jump pad, he dips. Immediately as he sees 3 other people go, he knows he's not gonna be focused. You want to make sure that you're not going to be the one getting focused while you're in zone. He also never expects a free rotation. He always expects the people to peek and predicts it beforehand, which is pretty smart for him. Even though it is wasting mats, it saves him from getting any tags or getting focused and losing anything on that. Focuses Banny. Still has 1 super impulse left, so we'll have to see where he gets zoned next. We'll fast forward a little bit. Nothing really happens here. Zone comes in. Okay, now let's see where zone goes. Zone goes again really close to him. Booga did get really nice zones for this game, so he doesn't have far to go. Edge is really close. But his rotation here is so clean. You guys got to pay attention to this. It's honestly beautiful. Really nice. And always looking for shots no matter what. Even if he does want to focus on rotation, he still has to look for those picks for extra points. He sees the people fighting, realizes the high ground's above him. Still looking for shots. If there's an open shot, no matter what. Opens this up. Well, he was going to open it up. He does open it up. Realizes that there's people on high and he can't get it for free if he does that, so he closes it back up. And then what he does here is really genius. Okay, so blocks off that guy. So he could have boxed up either here, but instead he could have boxed up here and tucked in the spray, but instead he side jumps and not places the floor and starts building, but shoots the other player to keep the aggression on him. If he hadn't shot that player would have kept spraying him no matter what and wasted his mats. Which is the reason why, like, every time he takes a peek or is getting sprayed at, he makes sure to get damage on the player. If he gets damage on the player, that player is going to immediately stop focusing him unless that player is the gutsiest player in the lobby. And also, just it's thing after thing with Booga. So after this, immediately, he's looking for a rotation. He has 4 builds left. He knows he has to get a kill. He has a combat and a heavy sniper. He knows it's key. Immediately jumps in his box, avoids the trap, and just hits his shots. And then just in case, he builds out another box because he doesn't want to get, just in case he gets hit by the trap or something. Takes out the trap, and he gets 6 super impulses from this kid. And honestly, it sets him up for like the rest of the game. And also gets, I think, 4 shadows at this point in time, which just puts him in such a good scenario for the rest of this game. It's amazing. Okay, so now to see like what he does next is actually really smart. It's what he does next is so let's fast forward. He kind of gets this next first moving. Okay, so obviously he sees Bizzle just openly standing there. Almost kills Bizzle. Really close. Looks for the edit. And then Bizzle's already dead. Unfortunate for him, but he does get the max. And he goes from 53 builds to 85. That's huge for an endgame scenario like that. He sees no one's going for it. And later goes to take the wood that he left. Grabs the wood. Tips out. And drops the heavy sniper because there's more shadows back there. And he debates heavy sniper, shadows. And obviously shadows at this point in time is way better of a scenario to go through. Because shadows for solos are really OP. Uses an impulse. He's looking like he's like mid ground. Should I go mid or low? At this point in time, he wants to go low. Because he's ahead of zone. He knows he can get picks. He knows he can get out of the scenario. He has super impulses. He can get shots. So he's not going to take that mid ground where he's going to waste more mats. He's going to pick that low ground where he has to build one by one and then focus on the rest of the game. Looking for shots. Constantly looking for something to like get an advantage on. Sees Nyx getting sprayed. Picks up the opportunity. Takes the pick and is honestly... And then instead of taking the shadow, obviously he takes another super impulse. Because it's faster. It gets him across the zone faster. And it's just honestly better for the zone. Here, okay. So it's small things that Book, as I said, small things that Booga does that's actually insane. So here it was either low ground, mid ground, or like, you know, he could have gone for high at one point. He goes for mid ground because look at how much builds there are throughout that low ground. There's all this builds he knows he has to go for some sort of picks or some sort of shots on. So he takes that mid ground area. So he has plenty of opportunities for picks instead of sitting on that low where you have like maybe 1 to 2 opportunities where you're going to get a 50-50. Gets shot at and immediately builds up and takes a layer or 2 above. Goes, I think it goes 2-3 layers above. Looks for high, sees Savage on high, so he's like, well, no, I can't take it right now. Because he doesn't need to take it right now. He has 4 shadows, 4 super impulses. He's got time. And plenty of max, 82 build. He's a person, tries to take the 50-50. I mean, he wins the 50-50, Rex disengages. Now here takes another super impulse. He's trying to save those shadows for those late game, those like really late game scenarios. Where, because like we're there, he has to cover such a large zone that he's just would rather take a super impulse. So now he's gonna look for more picks. He still has 61 builds, which is plenty. Takes a shadow. So right here, it's more open. So he's gonna insist to take a shadow instead of a super impulse. Because I think at this point he's like, I'm going to keep my super impulses for the later zones to either take high or go into someone's box. Okay, and right here he does something pretty nice. Obviously this player in front of him doesn't see him. Immediately goes for the shot, and just in case he did not kill him, immediately builds the ramp. Just in case for that extra protection so he wouldn't have got hit anyways. Gets his mats up to 800. Was about to take the 50-50. Just decides not to. Disengage and focus on zone. Right here again, he shadows. He knows he has open room. He's not going to go for... He wants to save the rest for high. And right here, he's like, can I take the mid ground or should I go low? Sticks on the low ground because he has a few mats. He can go for picks. Notice he's not wasting mats. He's not wasting mats. He's not putting cones above it because he's not getting sprayed at. He's not covering his left side because no one's on that left side. He's always aware of his surroundings. Late game, which is the main thing for focusing on late game, is just knowing your surroundings. Sees a guy in that layer, immediately goes up, doesn't want to have that fight yet. Now this is where you're gonna see how Booga frags out late game. The small things he does. Psalm's on high. He realizes he can't take it with the super impulse yet, so he decides to shadow. And instead of going mid or low ground, he knows that if he goes low ground, because he sees, so he goes like mid, he's like, no, mid's not going to work. He looks low. He sees these people on edge. He's like, okay, I'm just going to get ahead of the zone. Gets it ahead of the zone, and he gets easy tagged. If he would have gone on mid ground, he wouldn't have been able to get those tags because he would have to waste mats. But here he doesn't have to. He has to waste like maybe 40, 50 mats to get like an easy pick on a cliff. Looks around, doesn't get aggressive again. He waits. He's so patient, but so good. Looks, waits. He's like, okay, I'm just gonna take another shadow, play it safe. Looks for that mid ground, and he's like, well, no. So, okay, so Rux here, obviously he's gonna think, okay, if this person unshadows, he's just gonna immediately build. But the thing is, Bugga has 200 HP. He knows he at least knows he can win the 50-50 because of his aim, and then just immediately just wins the fight because of his aim. And more health. And then once again, he knows he has 200 HP, so he takes the 50-50. And then gets the easy kill on the song. I wouldn't say, well, not easy, obviously. Knows he has plenty of mats to tarp. Knows Creo's on high. Still has 3 super impulses and a jump pad left after all that. And then sees where Creo is. Takes a super impulse. Tags him twice. He knows he's white. He's like, okay. And then just a clean technical ability with Bugga here. Instantly gets the easy 50. And instead of like even the small things here, like how far is this gonna skip back? Let's skip back all the way. Let's skip back quite a bit. Okay, I'll show you. I want to go back like 2 seconds, but he goes here, gets the picks. Just showing off his edits, flexing the edits real quick. Instead of going for a pickaxe to the wall, which most players would, he just preemptively waits for the peak and then just takes a shot. I would show match 2, but the fact of the matter is that honestly he just got unlucky with his rotations. He got beamed, I think, going out of Lucky, and then rotated into another guy who build fought him for like 4 minutes, and then immediately died afterwards. So we're gonna go on to game 3. Notice that game 1 obviously had a really insane game, and then the rest of the games he plays it safe and doesn't go for as many picks as he did because he knows he doesn't need it. He knows that as long as he plays consistently throughout the whole match, he's gonna place first. So we're gonna go into match 2 or match 3. Sorry. Yeah, he gets lucky to himself. People do go on the outskirts of him. I think 2 people went here and then a person went bridge. So I think the other guy realized that it was Bugga that he was facing and it wasn't worth contesting. So he's here. I think he rotates out. Okay. Well, we got way too far. Way too far. I want to focus on how he rotates a little bit. Just the small things that he does. Rotates past here. He hears people fighting here, so he's like, well, I think he wants to go see if he can loot or maybe get some extra loot here. Finally gets there, realizes the person, takes a few shots. Notice he doesn't just jump right in to the fight, even though he hit him for, I think he hit him twice. Doesn't just jump right into a fight trying to take a wall. He takes his time and starts dancing. And he'll wait till he backs up, and then he'll take picks. Goes for shots. Okay, so notice that he rotates out of here. So he does have people here, obviously. You have 1, 2 people. That's 2 people looking at him while he's trying to rotate out. Gets shot at. He knows he has to defend himself. Instead of staying here to take the fight, he immediately rotates back. He could have rotated to the left, but decides to rotate to the right. Knows that Rogue Shark's there. So he's immediately always looking back to his targets, just in case he gets shot at. Constantly protecting himself. And then obviously, okay, so this is something that he also does. Whenever he's rotating, he'll make sure to assert his dominance on the players that he's facing. Because he knows he can get shots off. He knows he can hit his shots. So he'll take tags on the people so they don't shoot back on the rotation. So they'll be wary of, like, even just taking shots at him. So now Rogue Shark's not going to shoot at him. He has a free rotation up through here. And he'll do the same thing again, as I just said. He'll rotate up here, and he'll see, I think, Mega again. And then he'll take a shots to assert dominance once again. Actually, headshots Mega. So now Mega is not gonna even screw with him at that point. Get shot at. Doesn't get heavy snipe, thank goodness. Okay, so look at his hesitation here. So any player would just like walk up there, up through this ravine, and just obviously casually rotate to zone. But he knows Mega's here and has shots on him, so he immediately rotates back to a place that he knows people are not at. Well, he thinks no one's at. Obviously, there's people here, but he doesn't see anyone here as of right now. So he'll rotate over here, rotate through. He's above Storm Surge because he's been getting tags this whole time. So he could have gone down below, right? But the thing is, he sees someone right here on low ground. He sees someone on high and someone on mid. So he's like, okay, flex my side jump real quick on this kid. You know, assert dominance once again. So he could stay here and keep getting sprayed at by Kurtz and Robabs. But instead, he decides to take the high ground on him. So he's not in that situation where he's stuck being in a 2v1 situation. Obviously, just does the basic things where he covers his ground. I think at one point he even takes the cone just to make sure. Covers his stuff. At one point he takes the cone, I think. He doesn't do anything special up for a little bit. Takes the cone, yeah. Okay, let's see. I can't remember exactly where next to him goes. I think he's still in the same location. Yeah, still in the same location. Actually, oh, he moved, didn't he? Okay, whatever. Move in more. He does have zone, obviously. So he's just sitting looking for picks. Or do this. Doesn't really go for anything this game. Nothing special. He's going for placement. He has plenty of rotation still. He has 2 shadows, 1 super impulse. So he knows if he just plays safe and plays for a late game, he's going to have easy placement points. We're going to fast forward through this. Okay, let's make sure where zone goes so I don't miss any rotations. I think he got zone once again. This man in his zones, I don't know what it is, but he got zone pretty much every game. It's tags on Pika. God, one thing about Booga is his AR aim is next level. It's kind of scary, honestly. He's so consistent when it comes to his AR aim. Doesn't get the pick off on Pika, which is kind of sad. Fast forward to this. Obviously gets into this. Fast forward a little more. Get into the juicy stuff. Good stuff. Okay, I'm just gonna fast forward this. He's still above Storm Surge because he's always looking for picks. No, not even looking for picks. He's always looking for tags. Because he obviously doesn't have any picks at this point. Sitting in his cone. I can't remember if he gets zone here again or not. One. Oh, he gets zone once again. Booga strikes again. Manages to get zone one more time. He's like, well, my high ground now, boy. So immediately has high ground for this half in, half out, which is insanely nice to have because now he can easily get picks. Not even just picks, just tags onto people. Because he has a loadout. If he plays this game out, he'll be chilling for not just picks but high ground. Fast forward a little bit. Where you get the pick. When people start, did he just get a drop too? Okay, so let's get to see a little bit of his AR aim. Gets a pick here. Oh, nice little AR pick. Once again, showing that his AR aim is really nice. Really nice is an understatement for his aim, though. I think he's chilling here for this next zone. Let's see what he did there. I think he just built up to where he was. If I'm not wrong. Yeah, he's still in the same location. Just built up one. So we notice he has zone again. Zone goes his way. So you know he can hold high for a little bit. Fast forward through this. Mother mercy. That was his AR aim. He just beamed one before that guy. So let's see what he does for rotation here. So he has one shadow or two shadows and one super impulse. So he decides to super impulse because he can use shadows for later at any time. Closer picks midair. Love to see it. Immediately goes hot for another layer above. Knockdown. So he's stuck on low, right? He's not in zone yet. Look for shots. So either he knows he can go for... There's 36 alive, so he knows that top 25 is points, and he needs points to stay within his lead. So he's gonna probably just shadow to play this safe, just because that as long as he can survive without wasting mats, because he only has 19 builds, take in mind. He wants to stay as safe as possible getting into this next zone. Not a bad shadow, able to at least extend it a little bit. Still has one shadow left, so he knows he can use it for the next zone. Zone goes his way again, so he has time to get picks again. Let's see what he does with it. Gets a pick later on, I think. Goes for the shadow, obviously. Tries to extend this as long as possible. Ends up getting put on mid ground. Almost gets stuck in 30 G's block. Immediately make sure that he has his own blocks himself. Always being aware of surroundings no matter what. Who's around him, who he can take a pick on. He only has 70 builds, so he's instead of like staying on mid ground and like maybe taking a 50-50 with Peter Pan, he's gonna go low ground with the people who are lower health and lower mats. So it's pretty even. Manages to pick up not many mats, only 20 more mats for him. Does pick up a flint knock though. Able to give us a little bit of free rotations. Pick up some more mat. Actually 500 mats right there. That's huge for his game. Sees a guy below him, still has a trap, and then the guy phases through, and Booga's immediate reaction is to place a trap just in case he can't commit on it, and then still gets the kill. And he has plenty of mats right now, so he knows he can easily rotate out. Goes up a layer. Side jumping like a freaking maniac. Able to just his placements throughout the zone. So it's going up a hill, and instead of like staying on the same level or just using a straight ramp, he's using side jump to the best of his ability to keep going through those layers as fast as possible. Because he knows if he can get up those layers, he's chilling for the next gun. He kind of gets a little griefed here, not gonna lie. So they're both on edge, and Peter Pan decides to take the 50-50 with him. I don't know why exactly. I don't think Booga was prepared for it, because I don't think he realized that someone was going to take his edge site. And actually, I think that ends up getting, if I'm not wrong, he ends up getting Peter Pan killed. Let's see. He's on edge now, and then I think ends up getting killed for it. Yeah. Okay. It's all about consistency. Speaking of consistency, game 4, coming out with 3 kills in 4th place, I think. If I read that right. If I didn't, yikers. Let's get into our spawn island. Last time I tried reviewing Booga, my game crashed 4 times because apparently Booga's skill is way too much for me to handle. Or my game to handle, apparently. Skip ahead because they were in lobby for like 35 minutes. Booga's at the bottom. At the bottom, kind of the bottom. I think once again, he has lucky to himself. And having a POI to yourself is major. It's actually insanely nice to have a POI to yourself, especially like Lucky. Even though Lucky doesn't have the best of loot, it's still a POI to yourself. Where the heck, buddy? Okay, how do we get here? Let's go back a little bit. Oh my goodness. Oh, I think he quads here. Okay. So he obviously quads his own because he has a far way to go. He could have on foot, but obviously he has quad ability, so why not just take the opportunity to quad all the way to zone. It's a nice skill to have, being able to quad to zone. So that's a positive. I mean, it's Booga. Why wouldn't he have the ability to quad to zone? Fast forward this. Rocket ship through. Finally lands on the top hill. Could have gone into tilted and took a tilted building if he really wanted to, but he knew he was going to be congested, so he just managed to take the hill, I'm pretty sure. And obviously it also allows him to get storm surge picks, because throughout this time he's going to be obviously needing storm surge throughout this whole game. I'm pretty sure storm surge came through zone 2 if I'm not wrong every time, or a good amount of the time. Fast forward through here, he's probably just going to go for picks. Prepares himself to go into the slip, boxes up once again, goes into the slip, and then I think at this point he's looking. Oh, he must have saw that from a distance, and he knew he needed a shotgun, so that purple vending was perfect for him. And then now he can come back and replenish his mats throughout all of tilted, always blocking off his angles no matter what, focusing on those first because he doesn't want any random snipes to ruin a game. So he's always checking his angles. Here's the person beside him being completely aware, and then instead of expanding, oh, it's his boy Snazzy from Lucky Landing. Just immediately just disengages because he's like, I'm not gonna take this fight. I don't wanna die off or die mid game. Because taking a fight, if he had taken a fight here, let's say he takes the fight with Snazzy, right? If he takes the fight right now, he's obviously gonna get third parties. He's in a bunch of people's like rotation path, so that's an easy third party for them to take. So instead of like just sitting there and taking that fight, he immediately goes for the rotation, so he's not stuck there with the other like 6 people rotating out of tilted. You have 3 people coming in here. Class is looking towards him, and once again, immediately putting pressure onto Class, not just sitting below him and like just being aware of it. He immediately takes the aggression on the Class. And also you can take walls on land apparently. I did not know that. But so he knows has the ability to do that apparently at this point. Gets more tags off. Always keeping aware of where Class is, not getting distracted by other picks. Or like say he gets distracted on evil lair or evil something. He's not just getting like straight tunnel vision. He's always paying attention to Class behind him if he moves. So let's see where they move next. Okay, stay still with Class. Once again, fast forward to wherever the heck we were at. I think it was 15, if I'm not wrong. 15 with a voice crack. We apologize for the inconvenience. Welcome back. We crashed 4 times to get to this point. Let's see. Was it worth it? Probably not. Am I pissed? Definitely. Okay, where were we at? Oh yeah. Booga's being insane and winning first place. Okay. Watching out for his boy Class, sitting right beside him. Looking at, oh, what did we miss? Still in the same spot. He gets zoned again. Once again, he got zoned. Most people are already set. This guy is very upset with his life right now. Booga is sitting in a very nice position on the edge storm. Still has rotation. Looking to make something out of it. See what he does with the next rotation. Still got a minute. After crash number 7 and 1,000, I don't know. We're back with Booga. Okay, and we've already missed what he's done. So he has to go not that far for zone. He sees not that many people in his rotation. He sees probably 2 people. Has 2 super impulses. He knows he can get to this spot. Always applying pressure no matter what. Being on the same level. He might go for high ground or go for a wall at this point. Or go for shots. Like see what he does. He knows he has to rotate. So he's going to go for high ground on him. Probably go for either a pyramid take. He's Savage. Also having to rotate in. So he's being careful of that. Maybe even looks for shots on Savage. Let's see what he does. We're going to skip ahead a little bit. Oh, okay. I think Booga's going to go for look at his mats. He has 5 mats. Or 5 builds, perhaps. So it's going to be interesting to see what he does. So this guy's 2 layers below him. He's looking for something. He needs Storm Surge for these later circles. Grabbing Storm Surge because he doesn't miss AR shots. I want to see where he goes on this next rotation. So we got, okay, 0. Let's see. Again, doesn't have to go far for rotation. He has to go maybe 1 super impulse for this rotation. So let's skip ahead to where he does get to that point. He's probably going to do it maybe 5-10 seconds before. He always does. Does it 20? Maybe. Let's see. Not going to assume. Oh, wait. Looking for mats. Still far. He saw this guy that rotates, so he's going to farm up a little bit as much as he can. Look for tags. Sees everyone's rotating, so this is when he's going to take his opportunity to rotate. His impulse. No, he knows he has to be somewhere close to someone because of his mats. He can't go anywhere special. Look, this game for most people would be over, but this is where Booga can change this whole thing. He places 3rd in this game, take in mind. So obviously he comes out and then does something insanely genius here. So no mats. He could obviously get focus from this guy up here, but the guy right there doesn't see him. So it honestly. He is lucky that did not go towards him. So let's see what he does. Looking for shots. Honestly, just looking for a pick. Hoping that no one just takes his AR and spams him with 3 other guys. Okay. So he does kind of get zoned for this. I mean, but it doesn't really matter right now because he has no mats. So he needs to focus on what he can do. This is honestly really lucky that neither Bizzle or Takayama. Taka. I'm just gonna call him Taka. FC. So let's see what he does. No mats. Hardly any rotation. Here's Savage. Take the impulse. Rotates under, looking for like a side pick. This guy's rotating hecka late. So Bizzle, easy pick. This is probably gonna get his mats so far up compared to where he was. Literally 800 mats from just playing extremely patient, not moving for a solid like 2 minutes, just waiting for that opportunity. Also, again, he's on Edge Storm. This is the first time we're ever gonna see Booga on the edge of the storm, just playing out. From what we've seen so far, at least. Plenty of mats to work with. Instead of playing low, he goes for that mid-ground to mid-high opportunity. Doesn't have many mats, but he knows he can slay out up here. Doesn't go for high. Sticks this mid-high. Sees Rex in this box and is probably going to go for a wall retake. Gets zone, favoring him for this last time. He is getting really lucky with zone, not going to lie. Sees Rux. Probably is going to look for an opportunity to take Rux out, actually. He needs a pick because he can't really get ticked by the storm at all. So close on that one. Almost killed Benji there. Gets dropped down. Alright. Hasn't reloaded his flintlock yet. Only has 90 mats. 9 builds. So he's playing it safe on this edge zone. So whenever he's playing edge zone, he's either playing extremely safe and building up and then looking for a pick instead of just like randomly going out and just hoping. He plays it honestly pretty passive. 3 mats on the bottom of low ground for him. It has 2 flintlocks for rotation as of right now. Needs to get ahead of zone. Got his mats up to at least 400 builds. He's set. He's set for a while. Needs to get rotating outside. Always holding his walls after editing. Kind of gets zone at this point. Just looking for opportunities at this point. He's because he knows he has to rotate far. He knows he needs health. Has 2 flintlocks for rotation. Precisely rotates. Beautiful stuff with the flintlocks. He'll probably reload those again for the next rotation. Yep. Leaving out an opportunity to get a pick though. So close to the pick on Prisoner. Looks for another one. 2 ballers on low right now. Savage and whoever else that was. Never mind. That was Mongo's ball. 100 mats left. Has no mats left. He has maybe room for one more 1x1. Sees 2 guys fighting on edge. Nice AR shots. Beautiful freaking tack shot. And picks up only 50 mats from that, really. Looks for a shot on the Mongrel. Doesn't get it. Got luckily out of there. This is the game the Mongrel pops up, I think. Able to come out with 100 health. Has 2 builds left. Can't really get up the hillside, so he's gonna have to just look for a pick. Pre-fires the shot once he knows the time, because he knows the timing of the super impulse. Knows Savage is back there looking for a shot. Probably gonna get an easy pick on Savage. Good stuff. Gets plenty of mats. Gets 400 mats right there. Now he has plenty of time to just build away. I think he does. No, there's still 5 people left. Puts a trap there just in case. Because he knows he has 4 traps, so he can use them as he will. Nice pick on the Bizzle. And then this little Mongo picks him out, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Beautiful rotations, though. Even, he was, for that whole game, he was slaying out on low ground. And then he went from literally about 0 mat. No. He went from 0 mats to getting 3rd place. So if you're scuffed, don't throw your game. No matter what, even if your game is, you're thinking to yourself, my goodness, this game is completely trash. I have nothing left. I have 0 mats. If you have the right positioning and the right timing, anything is possible when it comes to the end game. Because people are rushed. They're rushing in their head. They're not paying attention to small little details. If you're calm and collected during end game, it can mean it's such a big difference. That was honestly a beautiful place for him. Okay, that was match 4, I think. Match 4. Now we have match 5 and 6, where he also consistently plays pretty well. Pretty well, I mean, really good. So let's go to match 5. 4th place, 3 kills. So flip. Does pretty well here. Let's see. Still playing passive again. Not looking for too many frags. I mean, 3 kills is a lot of frags in a pro lobby. Don't get me wrong. But I'm saying he's not going for frags as much as he would. Like, for example, people like King. King relies on getting picks throughout the whole game. The difference between him and Booga relies on kills later in the game. And focusing on rotations and smartly rotating throughout the whole game. Let's go later rounds. Pull this up quick. Okay, we have everything on. Good. Yeah. Very good. Yeah. Bug Ha. He definitely does not have ton times people saying his name. Okay, where did you land, buddy? Booga. Oh, okay. So he was contested. Okay, we're gonna get a little bit in depth on his landing here since it was different than before. Takes building again, obviously showing that he. Okay, Banny. So Banny switched up landing spots. Banny must have been not feeling good at his previous landing spot, but it's different. Happens a lot for tourneys. Surprising. Let's see what he can do. We're gonna fast forward this. Bandy goes on the right side rotation, and then Booga always has the same rotation no matter what. He'll go big house, and he'll go to the next house. Look for the vending, unless someone is obviously there. So he probably hears Banny at some point in time. Yeah, he hears Banny there. He hears him breaking. So obviously he's always protecting himself, no matter what. So he could have like easily just like put nothing there and farm that tree. But he's always being aware of not getting shot, just in case the person has an angle, no matter what. So he's backing up here, playing it extremely safe because he has launch pads, he has rotation. Gets shot, backs up, immediately disengages his fight. Doesn't fully disengage though. He knows he has to farm up mats. Farms up mats and then probably rotates out. It's actually shot here. Is Banny aggress? Booga immediately goes for high, no matter what. After healing, he goes for that high to show his dominance. Banny backs off. I wonder if he gets any tags here. He doesn't. He knows Banny's on this side, so he's probably going to rotate around the back and then rotate out. I'm guessing we're going to see that here. Always farming up no matter what. He could literally just have rotated, but he wants to make sure that he has more mats than his opponent for this rotation. Fast forward to 6. Because at this point he was close to Ridge. Okay, no, so he went back in. Okay. So he didn't fully rotate it out. He fully went around and then looked for shots on Banny again. Because if he could have got free tags on Banny, maybe brought him down to 100 HP, he would have known he would have taken the fight. Or taken the fight. Taken. Whatever. Rotates from bridge. Straight down the middle. Going towards the slip. DRG doesn't go for any tags, I don't think, here. Let's see. DRG just dips out. He sees Banny once again, immediately goes for the shots. Ooh, a llama. That's big. So obviously Banny wants a piece of that. He realizes where zone is. So Banny slowly rotates out. That's so big for Booga. Getting that llama. Oh my goodness. That's a game changer for him. Goes up into the slip. Actually doesn't go in the slip immediately. Immediately goes for high ground on Banny, I think. Oh no, this is where he goes to the side and then dances on Banny. Oh, you gotta love the confidence on this kid. You gotta love it. I mean, why not have confidence when you're this good? Oof. So once he hit Banny for white, he knew he wasn't gonna peek that again. Keep in mind he's rotating in through a lot of people. He's already in zone, but he's making sure to get that mid zone. He wants, even if it risks him getting shot at, he wants to be secured for the zone. Gets a little bit more mats. I don't know if he stays here. Does he stay here? Let's see. Looking for picks on the ballers. I want to see where he gets his pick. Just smart rotations overall. The good thing about Booga is not only is he like insanely talented both mechanically and just aim wise. Well, I mean mechanically his aim. But like he's so smart when it comes to rotation. He knows how to rotate. Smart. He uses his brain. And he also gets zone every time. Maybe chat, no, I don't know why I said chat. Maybe he's just insanely Maybe he's a wizard. Is he a... Can he see the future? I think Booger can see the future. Interesting. So he's gonna look for rotation picks here. Let me see what happens here. Let's see where he got his pick. So he gets his pick here. So he didn't have to move. He has mid zone once again. This is the pick on the Creo, I think. Oh no, prisoner. Not paying attention to him. Easy fraggers there. I think he goes and grabs the loot. If I'm not wrong. He did waste a super impulse, which I mean is not bad for what he saw. He still has 2 jump pads, 4 shadows. He's set for rotation for the whole game. Again, he has 4 shadows, super impulse, 2 jump pads. He doesn't have to worry about anything. From this point on, he's chilling. I don't know if he goes back to his original position. He actually just tarps to his old position, I think. Yeah, he just tarped over to where he was before. Smart. Okay. He's moving. If you have the opportunity to move what you had from before, like say you have a good amount of mats from a kill, but it's a little distance away, and the other thing is in zone, take the time. Okay, flexing the edits. Nice. Take the time to move everything over to the next position, because it gives you those extra items to use. Even if it takes time out of your rotation, or not out of your rotation, but out of your like time to get picked. Let's see, he has mid zone. See what he does here on out. Hits zone again. Okay. Okay, he gets zone. Use edge for the zone at least. He'll probably just focus on getting tags for Storm Surge, even though he has a kill already. See what he does here. Yeah, just looking for picks, just because he has that good AR ammo, or the good AR aim. He's perfectly set. Doesn't have to go far for zone, and he doesn't mind using a jump pad, because you would rather use a jump pad here than later zone, because you're not going to be able to do it in moving, so there's no reason to use it then. Does get sprayed out a good amount, though, coming up into this. See, he doesn't panic and, like, back off from the hill. He's going to commit to this position. Not only does he commit to it, but he'll expand out onto the hill to get in the zone. And he starts getting sprayed at, like, heavily here, I'm pretty sure. And immediately goes up to secure himself. He doesn't care if he's wasting mats here, because either he knows he's gonna get a kill, and also secondly he has rotation items, so he's not afraid of wasting mats because he doesn't have to waste as much in rotation. I think at one point in time he's on level with clarity. Yeah. I want to see what he does here. I forget. 30 seconds. Looking for picks down below. Perfect. He knows he has to they all have to rotate in. Pretty basic stuff. Just obviously just always paying attention. Always keeping an eye on the people rotating in for easy picks. Especially in any format like this where kills matter. So you see he sees Clarity G has like the open top, so either he could commit to taking Clarity G's high or just stay here. He gets zoned once again. To be able to go down to that low spot of the map. He's gonna look for a pick onto Leo because he's just sitting in that 1x1. Maybe abuse a wall edit. Nope. Okay. Let's see that. So he decides to go with the super impulse for that time because there's no reason to use shadows from this distance. You can always use shadows at any point in time. And if he used a jump pad, he'd get beamed. Takes a mid-ground position, not a low-ground position. There's so many people gonna be on that low-ground position as of right now. Usually, first to second moving, he'll take mid-ground. Looking for shots on pressured players. Tries to get a shot on commander, predicting his jump. That's smart too. Even though he didn't get a hit, he predicted where like the jump would go for the ghost, which is perfect. Not in zone completely, so that's the shadow bombs. once again, he plays the low ground. This is sketchy. So he plays the lower ground here, and this is, he just, instead of deciding to go for mid ground, and it actually kind of gets him close to dead at one point at this time. Goes for a shot. It's hit extremely low after that, after going for an aggressive peek. Lecce has no mats. Negative 9. And then instead of like going for that pick, because he has no clue that Lecce's low, so instead of going for the pick, he has the shadow, so he's just gonna afford to pick a shadow every first. And also, he's literally 5 away from placement at this point, so he's like, I'm just gonna shadow, I'm gonna play it safe. And then he goes for another mid down position here, I'm pretty sure. Almost gets caught on a block. Whenever he's close to someone in like this late game scenario, and he sees someone like a box beside him, he doesn't want to risk if he has to heal or just like look for picks. He's just gonna go up a layer immediately, 1 or 2 layers up. He doesn't mind wasting the map. Uses another shadow because he's not completely in zone. Like at this point, he's just securing himself to be in that top 25. He knows if he can get that top 25 points, he's good for the game, because then he has the points that he wants. A little sketchy here. Getting sprayed out a little bit. Obviously, he's gonna take another shadow. Play it safe. He doesn't care. He wants to get those placement points. Goes to the box up. Farming up more mats, obviously. Now at this point, he's low on mats, so he's gonna look for either a pick or just get in his area. Breaks the ballers. Obviously, not gonna give those people 3 placement points. Predicting the ghost jump again. Now at this point, he's out of mats. He has to look for something to go for. So he could either go down a layer or break into something. He goes down a few layers. Nice flick on the Banny. And then another easy flick onto Lucia. And then he goes and grabs those mats. That literally secured him so many more placement points. At that point, he had got top, I think it's top 15. And then close to top 5 at this point. And he has, what, 700 mats? And okay, once again, always side jumping instead of just plain up ramping. He's making sure to utilize the side jump at any point in time when he's rotating to his like very last circle. Wasting mats because he has plenty to go through. Top 5, looking for the last, like maybe a kill and possibly the dub at that point. He's gonna play it as safe as possible. Peak is gonna keep aggressing him up top. Always breaking builds, always early rotating, obviously on these side zones. Just playing it so perfectly. About to get trap killed. Person below him is focusing him, so is Pika. He's getting pinched from top and bottom. He plays it really well for that. Almost gets trap killed. And then instead of sitting there and like just hoping that he doesn't break his ramp, he goes out and predicts the zone. Or not predicts the zone, but goes ahead of the zone. And then just misses the shot and gets edited down. But honestly, he just played it really well, had his rotations perfect, and just knew how to either go up a layer and just play it nice. And even when he had 0 mats, when most people would just either play that mid ground and then just give up, he had the 0 mats, went down to low ground, took a nice 150, or I think it was 130 pump, and then immediately got another kill, getting 2 kills and then securing him another few placement points, which was key to keeping his lead. That was game 5. Another consistent placement from the god tier Booga. Now the best player in Fortnite as of right now. Undebatable. And then he gets 5th place, 5 kills. So he also frags out 6 games. Like, you can't stop this man. He's impossible to stop. Oh, it's beautiful, actually. Just seeing how how consistently he plays. It's amazing. Just to think, at his age, he won $3 million. I mean, he deserves it. He's a consistent player. Seems like a nice kid. Seems like a very nice kid. Ooga. For those who are looking at me like he's like kid, calling him kid, I am also not a kid. I am 19. Thank you. Well, still a kid. Oh wait, where the heck did you land, buddy? Oh, I think this is where he landed. Gas station, didn't he? Yeah, he picks gas station over. I think someone went lucky. I don't think he didn't want to risk it. He knew he wanted to secure his placement, and he didn't want to get killed off spawn, even if it was a take, because he didn't want to take a 50-50, obviously. So he loots this POI by himself. How does he rotate out of here? I want to see. All right. Oh, my foot. I want to see how he rotates out of here. Oh, wait, buddy. Did you get a llama again? Oh my god, he got another llama. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Rotates out straight north. A nice chest. Has really good loot coming out of gas station. Sees another llama. Oh my goodness. Sees Rux in the distance. Take in mind, Rux is also doing very good this throughout the troll tournament. Takes the 50 pot. I think Rux wants to aggress this situation so he can get those mats. Getting it closer. What it'll look like. Rux at one point might take shots. Let's see. I just want to see where he rotates out from, where he goes from here. There's two people in gas station taking mine. So yeah. So he rotates all the way up through here. Does he just cleanly rotate up through here? I think he can contest it throughout this area and boxes up. Okay. So he just got there through just playing out rotation, not using the slipstream. So once again, he rotates from hello. So he was edge zone, but instead of sticking edge zone where he was right here, he decided to rotate in through the slipstream and try to get more center. So he literally saw no one here, and he's like, "This is my opportunity to take that high ground." So it's not that he's just getting zones; he's also predicting zones. This is a few R shots. So he decides, he's like, "I'm gonna get on top of this tower. This is where I'm gonna get my high ground." And he knew that guy was going to go close to somewhere on the high ground, so he immediately just takes shots. That guy left shots. And he's always paying attention to the guy behind him. Even if he tags him, he's going to make sure that he doesn't shoot again. And then Booga, obviously, he's like, okay, this is my high ground now. I'm going to secure it as best as possible. Does a really good job of securing it. He's always making sure that his positioning is top notch, making sure that his enemies know that he is the one to beat. And secures the high ground. And at this point, he can just take shots and not have to worry about anything. He doesn't have to worry about rotating. Pretty sure he gets zoned 3 times here because of his positioning. Because, I mean, I could go over all day about his AR shots. But, I mean, that's pretty simple. He's just really good at aiming. Pullbacks, kids. Pullbacks. Or just be insanely cracked, like Booga. Destroying AR shots. Here. And we're going to spectate his kill. I think, yeah, that was lag. Okay. Probably just gets an AR kill, to be honest. at a spot like this, you're not gonna edit down. You're not gonna like double edit on some kid and like, you know, force a kill. You're just gonna get AR kills and not have to worry about it. He has like 80 AR ammo, so he can waste it shooting at a tree. Goes up another layer, and at this point, he's gonna look for AR shots. Not wasting it on spraying. He's only gonna waste it on shots that completely matter, and that's not even wasting. No wasted waste. Predicting the ghost every time. His prediction with ghosts is actually disgusting. He'll predict where they jump and also can probably see him a little bit. Doesn't get the loot, obviously, because he's not going to drop down for loot that he loses high for. And then he's going to hold this high for a little bit, which is perfectly fine. He doesn't have to do anything. Gets zone again. So at this point, you really can't say that. I mean, obviously there's going to be luck within the zones he's getting, but he also got to the zone by knowing when to rotate and where to rotate to, because that hill was uncontested, and that's probably one of the best hills if it's a salty zone like this. Getting nice shots on the aspect, because most likely if I'll go back for it later, but completely amazing. It's just smart plays from him, to be honest. Fast forward a little bit. Wait for the next kill. I'm pretty sure at this point, this is where Booga honestly just knows he's won $3 million, because there's no reason for him not to just expect it. He's at 48 points. He's so far above Thom at this point. And I'm pretty sure he just one-taps the kid out of air. I just want to see it for myself. Why am I hearing this music? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'm gonna hear this music for a while. Okay. Oh. There we go. Music gone. Oh my god, Riverson actually got beamed there. I didn't realize that. Gets shot on the blaster. Always getting picks no matter what, even if he has low AR ammo. Didn't get a tag. I remember his smirk from that kill. Oh my goodness. At that point, you just gotta realize, like, I've done it. Like you, at this point, you should know that you've got $3 million. But it's a beautiful shot. Straight, just good tracking. So he's 16 seconds away from zone. I'm pretty sure this is when he uses. Obviously, he's not gonna redeploy this because he's gonna get lasered by the entire lobby. So he's gonna obviously just use the super impulse to path away. I mean, at this point, he could have just gone for a trick shot, been fancy with it, but you know, I would have given him style points. But instead, he goes for the replay. You know, smart move. Positions himself very nicely. Honestly, just immediately goes for high, looking for everyone around him. When someone lands on him, see that some people just go immediately for the 50-50. That's why King put the trap there, because most people are just going to go for the immediate 50-50. But Booga is just insanely smart and immediately builds up a layer. Instead of taking that 50-50, that wouldn't be worth it. That's a good tip. Don't take the 50-50 if you're not confident. Well, I mean, he's confident, but it's not worth it at that point. Still connecting his high once again. Looking for picks no matter what. Oh, misses a shot to Savage there with an extra kill. Dude, I want to see how he got his high taken. Was it a baller? I think it was a baller. That was a baller. That's one thing you always gotta watch out for. That's one thing, that's a big thing to focus on. When you're on that high ground, You want to take out as many ballers as possible. If you have the AR, obviously didn't have the AR ammo to do it. But say you have like 300 AR, just destroy every baller you see. Because every baller is going to suicide your high, no matter what. Instead of going for mid or low ground or like mid low, he's just going to go for that mid ground spot. And just, he doesn't have the mats for it, but. And he knows he doesn't have the mats for it, so that's why he super impulses. Does get a little bit beamed though. Doesn't waste too many mats. Gets the minis off. Looks for the shots out. Looks for another pick. Taki, I'm gonna call him Taki. Taka. Taka had no clue. He and Bugha took the advantage because he knew that he wasn't gonna be paying attention. And he was looking the other way, and that was an easy wall pick. Got his mats up like a tiny bit, really didn't do much. Maybe 100, which isn't terrible. He can get extra at 50. Being very safe with his mats, while also looking for picks at the same time. At this point, Bugha is just showing off. Because he knows he's won. Shoots the baller out of midair. Gets a nice 95 tag. Instead of just jumping into his box, he takes the safe angle. Tracks him, hears him on the left side, and immediately goes for the free fire. To the cracking. Doesn't grab so many mats from that fight. Or from that kill. Always grab your mats from kills, even if you have to take a 4 ticks of zone damage. He got, what, 700 mats there? That sets him up for insane placement throughout the whole time. Instead of just placing yourself in the top 25, you're placing yourself in maybe top 5 or W because of this. Here's the chaos going around him. He's going to be very safe because he wants the placement. He's going to secure it no matter what. Because say if someone was close to him, he wants to play as safe as possible. Instead of just going for random picks, he's playing just angles. He's just getting ahead of zone. He has the mats for it. Not wasting too many either. He's not building full 1x1s. He's pathing just as you should with the mats that he has. Looks for just keeps looking for picks. Without even just being smart about it. Places himself in a cone. This is a big strategy throughout all endgame. If you're running out of mats and you're on your own layer, or someone didn't see you do it, always put yourself in a cone. Put yourself in a cone if it's down to it. As long as there's like not someone below you that's clearly looking for a fight, or like clearly looking to trap kill you, there's a perfect time to do it. And that's a good time to waste, or not even waste, save the mats. Sees that Boom wasn't gonna cover any of his openings, and at this point, I mean, he doesn't really need any more points. But I mean, he wanted to get out of there, but hears the edit in his left ear and then immediately flicks it, but doesn't win the 50-50. But overall, I mean, like, it's just insane to think that, I mean, he just played out of his mind. Not only did he play out of his mind, I mean, obviously he had some situations that were very lucky. The 2 llamas, the nice zones. And I mean, the casters did point out he did get very lucky in the zones. But I wouldn't say he got extremely lucky, because some of that was just his positioning. His positioning was prime. So, like, for example, let's go back to his point of view. So, before this point, I think he was sitting by the slipstream, right? Most players would have just sat where he is, right? He got edge zone. He's like, most players would be like, fine, that's perfectly fine with me. I'll sit here. I won't worry about it. But he obviously notices that no one's sitting. He'll take a look over here, I'm pretty sure, soon. Goes to the slipstream. Wants to get out of this sticky situation with so many people here. Looks up, notices no one's on any of this. No one, not one person is sitting above any of this. And throughout this zone, if you've ever noticed this zone, it's a salty zone. Most of the time, it's not gonna pull anywhere this way. It's gonna pull this way towards this hill. This little hill, this little edge is always getting zoned, just because of his positioning here. This positioning literally won him the game. I mean, it not won him the game, but got him a good amount of placement points, and got him zones like 3 times or 2 times. It's not just about luck. What people realize, it's not all about, there's obviously some luck involved, but there is a lot of just skill involved in the rotations that he took. I mean, honestly, overall, it's insane to think that Fortnite has come this far, that first place is $3 million. That's insane. I'm happy for Booga. I hope he does good things with his money. Maybe give some to charity. I don't know. Invest. I hope all the players. I mean, I appreciate all the players. All the players did really well. Even if you placed last place, you still made it to the World Cup Finals. Keep that in mind. No matter what, you made it to the World Cup Finals. And heck, I might be someone. You guys still got 2020. If you guys didn't make it this year, you got time. Plenty of time. Practice up. Learn a little bit more. Watch some VOD reviews. I'm just trying this for my first time. It would be amazing if you guys gave me some tips here and there. If I did something wrong, let me know. Obviously, I'm not a professional at this. Thank you, Bala, for giving me inspiration to do this. I love his work. I appreciate you all. I love you. Peace out.